Hello, I'm Herb, and today we're going to look at your biggest asset in the game of life. As an introduction to the subject, let's discuss the video I posted last week. It's a video about my friend Winston aka SerpentZA, and his lovely wife Sasha. In addition to discussing my friend Winston, I also talked about my trip of hell to China in January of 2018, but we will not rehash that trip today. It's not something I want to remember. What surprised me were the comments I received and how there are a number of jealous haters that refused to recognize Winston as an honest, hard-working lad trying to make a living in an awkward environment. After all, as Robert Heinlein said, he is a stranger in a strange land. Winston came to China as a young adult in his 20s and had to struggle to survive. The longer he lived in China, the more successful he became in learning a new game of life. Living in China is not the same as living in the West. It's not the same as living in South Africa. China is a communist country where the government monitors and may regulate anything you say and do. He does not have the freedom of speech as we do in America, and everything Winston says in his videos is scrutinized by the Chinese government, and he tactfully avoids any criticism or embarrassment of the communist government. Since Winston is married to a Chinese girl, he's only allowed to live in China under a family visa and does not have a work visa. Because of this, Winston is not allowed to work in China because he doesn't have a work visa. Winston is only allowed to manage his own business affairs. He spends all of his effort trying to be a good husband and making videos to help support his family. That is one reason he is so successful at what he does. His success does not come from criticizing or embarrassing others. I'm not ignoring the fact Sasha is a trained doctor and they both contribute to their marriage. That's the way marriage works. Both people contribute to the marriage partnership. Sasha may have a good income, but she does not make the same income doctors do in America. I suspect most Chinese doctors do not have an income higher than most professional people in China, which is above the national average. Winston does have his opinions on China and the people of China. He tells it like it is without criticizing or embarrassing the government. And that is the point of this video. If you don't like something Winston says, you are encouraged to express your disagreement. But don't disrespect yourself by calling him names and not respecting Winston for what he's doing. That's right. Don't belittle yourself by criticizing others. One commenter called Winston a social climber, money-grabbing, sleazy dude from South Africa. For the life of me, I cannot understand why someone would disrespect themselves with such a comment, except to tell everybody they are jealous of Winston and they don't have the skills to educate or talent to be successful. I may be 75 years old. Let's correct that. I may be 74 years old and probably put my foot in my mouth more times than most people viewing this video. But I try to learn from my mistakes, and I've learned that criticizing someone is like putting a gun to your head and pulling the trigger. You're the only one that will lose that battle. In time, no one will remember what you said, and if you're lucky, they will not remember you as the person that made the comment. What is important that you will remember what you said, and every time you think about it, you will destroy your own self-confidence to the point that in time you will not respect yourself for who you could have been. I say take the high road and build up your own self-respect by being positive. Taking the high road is the only way you'll be able to stand on the same level as Winston without being jealous. It may be hard for a young person to realize this point. Your personal self-feelings are the most valuable asset you have in life. It is an essential element towards living a happy, productive life. Without self-respect, you have little reason to live. You have little value to society. You know it, and others will see it also. It is important to build your self-respect daily by doing good deeds that make you proud. Consider good deeds like merit badges. The more you have, the prouder you are, and the harder you work to maintain that respect. Living a happy, productive life is the same game of life. The prouder you are about your actions, the happier in life you will be. Conversely, the more bad things you do, the less respect you will have for yourself, and is a spiraling downtrend leading to an unproductive life, eventually ending in possibly a premature death. It's hard for a young person to realize this point. Your personal self-feelings are the most valuable asset you have in life. It's an essential element towards living a healthy, happy, productive life. Without self-respect, you have little reason to live. You have little value to society. You know it, and others will also see it. It is important to build your self-respect daily by doing good deeds that make you proud. Consider good deeds like merit badges. The more you have, the prouder you are, and the harder you work to maintain that respect. Living a happy, productive life is the same game. The prouder you are about your actions, the happier you are in life. Conversely, the more bad things you do, the less respect you have for yourself, and it is a spiraling downtrend leading to an unproductive life, eventually ending in possibly a premature death. I was raised in California, but born in Canada and come from a British background. Just like Winston was born in South Africa, but he came from a British background. Maybe it's the British background, but my parents taught me what is right and what is wrong. They may be Christian beliefs, but we are not what I would call a religious family. We did not go to church on Sundays. But because of the lessons learned, I try to lead a good, respectful life, and I see these same traits in Winston, no matter where he is living, South Africa, America, or China. The beliefs that his parents taught him will give him guidance throughout life. When I see a person with similar beliefs, I listen to what they say. I may not agree, and I may argue my points, but I don't call them names and criticize them. If you are one of these unproductive commenters, you don't need to apologize to Winston. You don't need to apologize to Sasha. You don't need to apologize to me. You just need to apologize to yourself for damaging your own self-respect, for destroying your precious asset. When you realize that by criticizing Winston and calling him a sleazy dude, you're doing him yourself more harm than you're doing Winston. Once you realize what is happening, then you're on the road to leading a better life and becoming a better person. To me, Winston is one of those good guys that mentor us foreigners on how it is to live in China. He teaches us what we need to know if we are traveling to China, and that is something very important to every Eastern Asian traveler. When the haters out there learn how to join Winston on his level, he will invite you to stand beside him and help you grow in a reciprocal relationship. That's the kind of man Winston is. I've been talking too long, so let me get off my soapbox and suggest you click on the like button. By clicking on the like button, you suggest to YouTube that they promote this video to others. And if you want to learn about my future videos, click on the subscribe button. Subscribing to my channel is free, and you don't need to give me your credit card. You don't need to give me any personal information. I don't even want your name. And most importantly, I don't want your money. I just want your encouragement to produce more videos.